So the property that I live at, Rancho Mark West, is one of the properties that LandPaths stewards. And we haven't been doing a whole lot of work here, but since we've been getting rains pretty early in the season, we're able to actually do a bunch of burning. And there's a lot of piles, huge piles. I mean, most of this property burned in the fire last year. And so there's a lot of stuff to do. And I don't know, these upcoming weeks, every day that we have the capability to burn, we've been trying to come out here and do that because there's just a lot of mass on the ground. The weather's fair, and yeah, it's part of our job. It's been super fun getting to learn how to burn the piles because I've been doing a lot of this work for the last 4 years, but it's been, you know, just cutting down the trees, falling stuff, and getting everything prepped for burning. So now I actually get to do the burning, which is awesome. So the main thing we've been using while we've been out here are these propane torches that are basically like flamethrowers, which is really fun. We just like have huge piles that have tarps on them, take the tarps off, try to light it up where all that material is dry, and then we end up using the leaf blower to accelerate it because these piles are so big. They don't just like go entirely on their own, and they're also kind of made a little haphazardly because there's just so many of them. So there's some piles have a weird mix of like really big fuel and not enough small stuff, and that's when the leaf blower really helps. No! Gonna fare well for going up the hill, eh? The truck just dies. Rancho Mark West was affected by the glass fire in 2020, burning most of the 120-acre property due to drought, intensity of fire, and topography of the surrounding area. Although this land has been intentionally stewarded for the last 50 years, it still succumbed to the high-intensity fire. The effects of climate change combined with fire suppression over the last 150 years in the West has caused more frequent high-intensity fires like this to occur and become a normal to people who live in the fire corridor areas. Despite what people believe, there is actually less fire in the West than ever before, but rather more high-intensity fires in the West than ever before. We see devastating wildfires on the news, burning down towns, people's homes, and ecosystems we cherish, but a lot of the news we see is sensationalized. Many of us out here know what it's like to lose your home, and I would never downplay how scary and traumatizing wildfire can be. But this is at the hand of a system that has actively suppressed fire in areas that need it to live, thrive, and maintain balance. Rancho Mark West was once a 120-acre property of mixed Douglas fir, redwood forest, and oak savanna. All of these ecosystems are native to Sonoma County, but with fire suppression brings imbalance to the plants that grow here. Oaks and redwoods are adapted to fire, which means that when fire comes through an area, they'll bounce back and re-sprout, given a low to medium intensity fire. Douglas firs are not adapted to fire and contain a high concentration of resin, which is very flammable as well. Without proper burning intervals, which is about 5 to 7 years here, Douglas firs will seed, grow closely together, and become a fire hazard to surrounding trees and encourage hotter fires. Not only is this an issue with the intensity of fires at play in the West, but it also sets the ecosystem into imbalance. When shade-loving trees like Douglas firs grow tall and closely together, they end up surpassing the top of the canopy and shade out oak trees, which need a lot of sun to be healthy. It is said that black oak trees provide forage for up to 400 species of plants and animals in California. So when oaks are not doing well, neither are the animals that need it for food and habitat. There's so much more to fire than just the fire itself. LandPaths has a living trust with Rancho Mark West, which means the organization works in conjunction with the current property owner to steward the land together. It was the choice of the property owner to salvage log much of the Douglas firs that did not make it from the fire, hence the large biomass piles and open area that was once forested. The intention behind this is to remove hazard trees because this property is used heavily for school field trips and camps, and to open up space to plant young redwood trees to reforest the land. One day, this property will look like it once did before the fire, and its legacy will live on.
I get a feeling.
Start doing your gloving techniques.
It's for LandPaths 25th anniversary. Yeah, it's probably gonna ruin my day.
Well, you gotta throw a flow or something.
What's the quote?
Something? I don't know.
Get yerbed.
Somebody call 911. Okay.
Killing it. How do you,
Oh, my
how do
eye.
you feel?